The most interesting thing in impact. Trump's win and historic comeback offers one big lesson for changemakers everywhere. Political pundits and pollsters are unpacking exactly what happened and why it happened. He didn't win by a narrow margin, and he improved upon his 2020 performance in both red and blue states. So much will be written from a sociological and anthropological perspective on the conditions in the US that gave rise to Trump's victory. We are living at a time like no other in recent history. Transformations, people, families, and communities are experiencing is monumental. The last 5 years opened people's eyes to how unsustainably unaffordable life has become, how lonely life has become, how doom and gloom life has become, how uncertain and volatile life has become. And even though so much of the ugly underbelly of societal progress was revealed in the past decade, there was a rise of movements advancing equity, the rhetoric of progress just isn't sticking. And here's the thing. It's easy to sit back and be angry for the next 4 years. A number of change makers and leaders did that the first time around. But one word encapsulates for me the times we're in, and that's fragility. Society is fragile, progress is fragile, and the future is fragile. Living through fragility simply means that the social purpose world works much harder than it ever has. And there will be spillover on a number of critical issues, from reproductive rights to the Paris Agreement to anti-hate to disinformation and misinformation. Donations for certain causes will likely grow, as they did during Trump's last presidency. But is that sufficient? Trump's win offers changemakers around the world one big lesson. At a time when distrust in institutions At a time when trust in institutions is declining, the social purpose world cannot afford to live, think, and act in a bubble. We're generally for inclusion, except for when it comes to one group, and that's people who don't believe in the same things we believe in. Leaders can no longer alienate or vilify people and groups who don't believe in the same things you believe in. That just leads to deepening distrust. Social purpose leaders have an opportunity now to unlearn and relearn authentic, open listening and engagement skills. More than half the country voted for Trump. This isn't some fringe population. And inclusion isn't just about race, gender, and age. It's also about diverse viewpoints and worldviews. Take it from the US. The lack of prioritizing viewpoint diversity can have serious consequences. And that's the most interesting thing in impact. See you soon.